Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Front Row Conversations. Today we have someone that's super creative. We have someone that has taken the internet by storm, if I may say so myself. And with over almost 150,000 subscribers over his social media platforms, the very creative, the very witty Suraj Devraj. Yeah.
Thank you for that great introduction.
Congratulations, man, for taking the internet by storm.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have?
I don't think I have. I mean, considering how big, other creators are, you always think. But considering where we all started, it's crazy.
Thanks, man.
And I remember when you started your channel, me and Kinu were in Mumbai.
Oh, yeah?
And we were like, oh shit, Rohan's going to blow up. The first video I did was like, you went around asking all your friends, should I start a vlog?
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, he has the personality, he has everything.
My gosh.
It's going to blow up.
Dude, that's such a flattering start to this conversation, but thanks so much, man. I mean, we met almost 10 years ago, I think, at a common mutual friend's house, Nitin John's house.
Yeah.
That's how I remember meeting you.
I think we went to some party and I sat in your car.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
That's when I first met you.
Oh, okay. Was it with Nitin?
With Nitin, yeah.
Probably, yeah, right. I remember playing like FIFA and like poker at his house. Those were the initial days. And that's how we met. We actually have something very, very much in common. I mean, one of the reasons why I wanted you on here is the fact that we both did architecture. If our audience doesn't know, we both did architecture in two different BMS schools of architecture, one college of architecture. One in Baswangudi, one in Yelahanka, and we both never continued architecture. Have you continued it after that?
Not at all.
Crazy. And so we've both taken up creative roles, careers after that. And so I just want to talk through that, how has that been for you? I think we can just bounce conversations back and forth on that. So
sure.
But just before that, like, what was growing up in Bangalore like? Did you grow up in Bangalore?
I grew up in Bangalore. I don't remember anything before Bangalore. So, yeah. Not born here, but brought up.
You weren't born here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was born in the US, but I was brought up completely here.
Right. I feel like I've seen a video where you said that.
Oh, shit. I've privated it because I've said some controversial things, but you've seen it.
Okay.
So let's
move past that.
Yeah. So I grew up in South Bangalore.
Okay.
It's near Baswangudi area. I used to go swimming there and all. And then in 5th grade, I moved to Joseph's and I started hang out near Central Bangalore. And once you come to Central Bangalore, you don't want to go anywhere else.
That's so true.
You also live close to here. And now that I am working and I can afford to rent a house, I live in Indiranagar, which is a nice residential area.
Nice.
Yeah. So I know all the nice dosa spots. I know all the good coffee spots.
What's your top 3 dosa spots in Bangalore?
I think there's one called Siddhappa, I think.
Oh,
there's one. It's in a temple and there's a huge queue.
Oh, crazy. Where?
It's Wilson Garden.
Oh, okay.
So there, if you go in the side alleys, you'll find that.
Yeah.
But I think for everyone else, Taza Tindi is pretty good. Hygienic.
Yeah.
Not overflowing with ghee some of the new ones.
Names not mentioned, yeah.
Yeah, great coffee, great everything. Yeah. And it's so cheap. It's some 30 bucks, dude.
$35, yeah. I remember going a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and you only miss it when you leave India.
Oh, tell me about
it, man. I'm sure you've experienced that. You're bro, you'd pay a lot of money to just taste that when you're away.
It's ridiculous number of dosas I've had this trip once I'm back.
I
didn't eat as much dosa in Bangalore when I was here, but now that I'm coming back, I'm just give me a dosa every day.
Damn.
I need 2 if I need to. If you need to. And your third one probably would be?
Third one, CTR is pretty good. I don't want to say Vidyarthi Bhavan just because the service is a little bit arrogant.
Yeah.
Because they know we can do the worst service and people are going to come.
Yeah.
So, third is CTR, I think.
Nice, man. And awesome. That's your top 3 dosas?
That's my top 3 dosas.
Yeah. What were we talking about before this? I feel like we derailed from something.
Growing up in
Bangalore, yeah.
Yeah, I think, dude, if you grow up in Bangalore, you know everyone of a certain age. I'm sure, I don't know if you experience this, you meet someone for work or something and then you're like, oh, it's your close friend's friend.
Yeah.
Or some mutual friend. There is some connection.
Mutual connections.
Yeah. Even when you go abroad, you're like, some guy from Bangalore you'll meet, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
He knows this guy.
Yeah.
So it's been great. I mean, like, the time we grew up in, it wasn't as much of a big city. Like, I remember, like, for my internship, I wanted to move to, like, Mumbai because that was the big city. Then after spending, like, close to 3 years there, I came back and this was, like...
Internship as an architectural internship?
Architecture internship,
right.
Yeah. Yeah, and when I came back, this was, like, at least the image in other cities, like, Bangalore is a big city.
Yeah.
All the jobs are there and things like that. So for us, it's just like home and we take it for granted. But it's one of the big cities now.
True, man. And like, let's talk about just the architecture journey and like what were you thinking after 12th standard? Was it something that you wanted?
So you know Shiv, right? You know Shiv Naik. So he was like my close friend in +1 and 2.
Oh, you were in HAPUC with him?
Yeah, I was in HAPUC with him. And he is like, I'm going to do architecture. I'm like, yeah, sounds good. Even I'll do it.
Actually?
I mean, it influenced me a lot.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just like, hey, I'm good at drawing.
Okay.
And I didn't even look like what is like a starting salary of an architect. And look at any of that. Okay, cool. It must be fun.
That triggers me a lot.
Yeah.
That starting salary really triggers me.
If I looked at it, maybe I would have thought twice.
Same, bro.
Bro. And like, it's I don't want to say it's a scam, but...
You said enough.
It's not. But it was quite heartbreaking to know after 5 years that you don't get paid that much.
Yeah.
And I remember like in college, dude, like the engineering kids used to be chilling. They used to have like some hostel things, some football things, all that. And we used to carry these big models, sleep deprived into, reviews.
Yeah.
And after all that, you're like, what? Like, the hard work doesn't translate to financial success.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good lesson to learn.
Yeah. I think they always kept saying, do it for 5 years and then you will see the benefits of it,
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, I've already given 5 years of it.
Yeah.
Like, you want me to do 5 more? It's like a 10-year course almost before you taste anything, that you can support yourself with, which is pretty like tormenting in my opinion.
Yeah, dude. Actually, like, I don't know. For us in school, architecture school, they said, it's fine to work for free.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, makes sense. Which is not at all like, you wouldn't say that to anyone like else. Your juniors that don't work for free.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even want someone to work for you for free. It's like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
But I remember like our teachers saying, it's fine to work for this salary. But I mean, we should have been smart enough to understand that, hey, if these architects are teaching in a college, maybe there aren't that many jobs to go around.
True.
Yeah. But I guess like, I don't know, like there are things that I learned from it, which helped me in media, which is like using Photoshop, design, blocking a scene, directing, even just setting up this, camera setup you've had.
Yeah.
Because you're an architect, you can visualize it in a plan, in a different angle.
But did you ever think about film during architecture, like during college?
Only because of Nikhil. And like Nikhil he's one of our friends and he started YouTube way early, super early.
Yeah.
And when he started uploading to YouTube and like I used to help him shoot and all, then I started thinking about films and photography and things like that. Until then, like zero. Yeah.
So that was your first exposure to film and photography?
Yeah.
So like just having to ask you, like film and photography and the film world wasn't an option post 12th, right, for you?
Yeah, I didn't even, like that thought hadn't occurred.
Same, man.
Like, I don't know. It was engineering, medical, architecture, some commerce, arts, I don't know.
Yeah.
The rest of it seemed like, oh, you can't do that.
Yeah.
And medical, of course, like that's a different grind.
League in itself. Yeah.
And you have to, like, to get a good seat in a college. I didn't get great, marks in 12th. For medical, at least. Like, you have to really work hard for that. So that wasn't an option at all. So, yeah, I mean, never thought about, like, filmmaking, movies, nothing.
Yeah, crazy. I think initially when, like, Kenny started, like, there was that whole like stand-up comedy and sketches that were really clicking or doing really well. And I think vlogs had just started like picking up. At least in the Western world. I don't know too many people here who were vlogging. And I remember seeing like a lot of stand-up gigs, a lot of comedy sketches, a lot of travel vlogs. Those cinematic B-roll with your teal and orange Lutz
Frida McKinnon, Sam Calder,
Casey Neistat, just the OGs. I think that was just my biggest inspiration. I was just like, man, like people are doing stuff that's super cool. And that was it. I didn't think about the money. I didn't think about the practicality. I was just like, it's just cool. I think that's what like got me hooked onto it. And I think for me, during college, like we had a lot of site visits and these trips that we used to like educational trips per se that we had. I made the most of it, and I started just take some photos, take some angles, take this, and I think that's what just got me into holding a camera or shooting on a phone even, right? And then I started like putting together some funny moments that we were doing, or just trying to document something, while we were on these trips. And I think that's how I started like getting into making a video even. And I used iMovie first, which was pretty crap, but started our journey somewhere, I think. So what was your how did you transition from leaving the degree or putting aside the degree? What is that conversation like with your family, with your parents, with your friends, with yourself even, to now pursue something else?
I think because I'd been doing YouTube like 2 years when I decided to shift, and like I just failed my thesis.
Oh, you failed it?
I failed just the thesis.
Bro, me too.
You too? Oh my God, bro. Come on.
That was the eighth sem.
For us, it's 8th sem.
8th sem, yeah.
8th sem. That's like your biggest, credit course.
Yes.
So if you fail that, you have to repeat a semester.
Yeah.
And I failed it on the external review. It's not like full attendance, full everything. And the external guy is like, dude, you didn't even present your topic with enthusiasm. I don't think it's good.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, probably it was a good thing, because after that I was like, what is this? I worked so hard.
Yeah.
Didn't get anything. Then I was just like, I didn't even tell my parents I'd failed. I got an internship, moved to Mumbai.
Yeah.
And then I came back and said, actually, I didn't pass.
So you gave your thesis in your 9th sem?
No. So 9th sem, I did my internship, came back, because it's an even sem, no?
Yeah.
So I had to do it with my juniors, the whole thesis thing again.
So you did it 1 year later?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. I did it in my 9th sem. I came back and gave it in the 9th sem. Because I had I went to Sri Lanka, like fortunately enough, and to do my internship. And I learned a lot there. I think it was my biggest experience. I was like, oh man, there's so much practical stuff. And they don't even use pen and paper over there. I'm just like, dude, why the heck did we draw for 4 years, breaking our backs and wasting so much money when all you need to do is just sit on a laptop and design and think and stuff like that, right?
Dude, I've had so many fights with teachers. One of my friends says, because you had that fight, they failed you.
They failed you.
I got printouts.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, no, not in printout. I got I have everything on my laptop.
Yeah.
But they want a printout.
Yeah.
If I have a printout, they want hand-drawn stuff.
Yeah.
It's just it's just that power struggle between a teacher and student. They're trying to, I don't know. It felt like that back then. And yeah, I mean, now it's like
done.
Dude, do you wake up in the middle of the night in an exam hall, like in your dreams, right?
Yeah.
Like you wake up and you're writing a test or in a review and you haven't studied, you haven't brought your model.
Yeah.
You get those nightmares?
Fortunately, no.
No, I get it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So
It really traumatized you, didn't it?
I mean, it was. We all took it way too seriously.
Yeah.
And it's just a degree, and it's not.
That's true.
Career defining in any way.
Yeah.
Anything for that matter. +2,
Yeah.
degrees, school. Nothing is career defining.
So true.
And yeah, that's the biggest lesson.
Crazy, man. So when you were doing videos with Kinney on YouTube, you were handling a different channel, right? Take 900.
Yeah.
Was that what you were doing initially, or was it?
So Kinney used to do all the editing,
Okay.
directing, everything, because at that time, I didn't know anything. I used to just hold the camera and help him out. Then I slowly.
Why did you do that?
Huh?
Why did you do that?
I have no idea. Because it was just cool.
It was fun.
The first project we did, which hasn't seen the light of day, was this POV. where about some magic thing, and you have to make decisions.
Yeah.
I think Markiplier did it later than us. We didn't release it later.
Yeah.
And then we just kept doing sketches and stuff like that. And then we started like a Instagram page called 900 Takes with like a continuous grid and all. I'm sure you remember that.
I remember seeing that. That was wild.
Yeah. There, I used to edit everything. That was like, hey, you take care of this. I'll take care of YouTube.
Yeah.
Were
you guys getting paid at that point of time?
Absolutely not.
Okay. It was just a form of release.
Yeah.
Creative expression.
I can't even like think back to what we were thinking. Like,
yeah.
Now, if you don't get paid, you won't like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
You're just going to do things for money, more for money now.
Yeah.
But back then, it was just, we just wanted to do it. Oh, it's cool.
Yeah.
We'll try it. So, something will happen.
Did you guys get a lot of attention and
not a lot, but enough
to keep you going and keep you motivated.
Yeah, from that I think Kini started working with Abish, and then I started working with Abish.
So you guys both moved to Bombay together?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which was the best decision we made, I think.
Right. So that's what took off the making videos and stuff like that.
Yeah, because we were around people who were making videos. It never felt like, oh, dude, is this gonna work out?
Yeah.
Because everyone's just making videos.
Nice.
There was Mathew, there was Wandering Lloyd, there was like other comedians. They all obviously had like bigger channels and we had very small. But you just like that, when you're with a bunch of friends who are doing the same thing. You
don't feel lonely. You don't feel like you're out of the... Sure.
Now it feels like when I've come back to Bangalore and you're just like editing in your own apartment, you're like, what am I doing? Yeah.
Fair, man. Nice. And then I think you guys did a lot of sketches and stuff like that for like the longest time. And then when did you guys like get your first, let's say, job or like opportunity to work to like for like your talent and your skill?
I remember this. So it was a crazy day. We were shooting this video called Left Brain versus Right Brain. If you put it on YouTube, it'll be on Nikhil's channel. And there was this shot where, the right brain's the creative part of the brain.
Yeah.
And the left brain has kidnapped the right brain. Basically, it's two characters of Kini. And he's sitting in a swivel chair. You have to remove the mask and we're in a basement. So we're filming in the apartment basement, okay? And instead of entering the C block where we lived, we enter the B block lift. Security guy sees and you're like, what the hell's happening? Why do you guys have a chair? Come out. It's 4 a.m. in the morning. I don't blame him. Then he calls the society head who's out for his walk, who's like a military kind of guy. And he's like, take the camera, take the chair. And no, take the memory card, take the chair.
Oh.
Or something like that. Before he could do that, Kini just said like, hey, I've deleted the footage. He didn't delete it, but he said delete the footage or something like that. And then we went up and we were like, we were supposed to go to the beach and shoot and all, but we were so kind of, bummed from the experience. We just went to sleep. The next day, both of us had like work with internship work in an architecture firm. We both took off. Like we said, we were not coming. Went and filmed the beach scene.
Oh.
And it was like this composite shot of him. Something like that. Like a lot of masking was involved, I remember. And he was like, we filmed it, and this is on Carter Road. There's a coffee day or some Starbucks. He's editing it. And we get a WhatsApp message on our Take 900 group chat saying, dude, Mathew messaged on Facebook.
Oh.
And since then, I guess we went and met him.
Yeah.
Then Kini started working with him. Then I started working with him as an editor.
Okay.
And after
How
that,
did Abish find just by your Instagram and
just by YouTube. Like,
okay.
By YouTube. Everyone's like, even though we are not getting views, it was like really well written, well shot, well edited videos. So they saw the value in it.
Yeah.
And that's why it was easy to get hired.
Nice. So that film you got paid for? I mean, or
no.
This led to
like a job openings.
Oh, okay.
It was in India it's hard to get paid doing YouTube in the beginning at least.
Yeah.
So you'll get recognized as someone who can provide this service
yeah.
for someone who can afford it.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy. And so what was your first like paid opportunity in the film world?
In the film world, paid opportunity. It's not exactly film world.
Sure.
I bought the camera I don't know. Thank God my dad bought it for me. I didn't buy it. And I was making 5,000 rupees as a architecture intern. And I remember I just have a Canon 80D because Casey had it.
Legendary camera, bro.
Yeah, Casey had it. David Dobrik had it.
Yeah.
I just bought it.
Yeah.
Doesn't translate to any kind of success.
True.
And then this guy in like our Mumbai apartment, he's like called Rajan. He's like, bro, there's actually someone who wants a video shot. You want to come? It's 5K for 1 hour. 5K for an hour versus 5K for a month. I was like, sure, I'll come.
Heck yeah.
The video was filming a locked up apartment and the things in it. Basically, it was getting, what do you say? So when you take a loan, you put collateral, right?
Yes.
So this apartment was collateral.
Okay.
And from the bank side, they're seizing it.
Oh.
I went and shot it.
So this is another sketch?
Not a sketch.
This is an actual for a
it's
legit video?
It's a legit video we got paid for, like by some random people.
Yeah.
There was no invoice, nothing. They just paid in cash and we're like, they wanted a camera, that's all.
Yeah.
And that was crazy. Like with one
eye-opening,
video.
Isn't it?
Yeah, one video 5K. That's insane.
Yeah.
And then, that was the first time I got paid. Then after that, it was, I think it was the Ep6 Mathew job. That was like a steady salary.
Nice, man. Crazy. And so you worked with Ep6 officially for a while, did you?
Yeah, I think 2019, 6 months I worked with them. And then...
So you were just handling what? Shooting and editing? Just handling social media basically, was it?
So there weren't... Like I was the editor. Most of the editing I used to do. And Kinney used to do like a final pass on it. And I used to help in shoots. I used to help wherever. Because it was such a small team. It was just 4 of us. So that was the best part actually. Because you got to learn from Ep6, who's done it for so long. And like he's like a legendary comedian.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I got paid to do that.
Yeah.
So like we started different formats of sketches, and like I remember the first 3 months, like every week we were uploading sketches, and it's a great way to learn editing and comedic timing and things like that, which I wouldn't have learned if I'd done like wedding shoots or corporate gigs. Which is what I think, like when I hire editors today, they lack that sense of timing. Because they've edited like, podcast clips.
They can do the job, but they can't. There's no like character to it.
Yeah. So that's something I learned there, and that's what really like, helped me with my content.
Sure. And let's come to that. Like, when was that transition? Like, you eventually branched out to just do your own thing, did you?
It was completely accidental. So
tell me about that.
After 2019, like I moved back home.
Okay.
And COVID happened in Feb. So everything became remote. And I started editing videos for Netflix India. Because of Kinney. And Kinney was doing Menu Please. So he knew someone. He got me a job there. And we used to do the 900 takes thing on the side as well. But again, like this editing gig was paying well. So we stopped focusing on the Take 900 bits a little bit. And at the end of 2020 or something like that, like Take 900 channel got converted to Nikhil Kinney's channel because it just made sense.
Yeah.
And then 2020.
So until then, were you also on camera a lot? Were you the face?
No, I don't think
you
like
were more the supporting act, weren't you?
Yeah, I was scared of being on camera.
I want to talk about that also eventually because that's how when I met you, you were the very shy, reserved, silent, you couldn't talk.
Oh my God, I remember. It's all coming back now. I kept doing that and, like Kinney used to get projects and I used to help him with it.
Yeah.
We did a project with Living Food and then we went to the UK.
And all this was paid projects?
Yeah, all these, like... Post 2020, I've been getting paid. Like, I didn't have to worry about money. And, like, way more than what an architecture salary would have paid me. So, my parents were like, it's... Now, like, they weren't, like, worried about me. So, yeah, 2022, until then I was an editor. And slowly I was like reaching the limit of what an editor can charge. And I was like, the only way... I remember I asked you also, like, do you want to help out and all? And the only way to make more money was to become like an agency where you hire more editors and just manage them, which is not something I wanted to do. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll move abroad. Okay, just like take the risk, move abroad, make a portfolio, and pitch to all these YouTubers I follow. So I started like making reels. The first one I made was like some infotainment reels. One was called Listerine. The second one was about coffee. And that blew up.
I remember that blowing up, and I was shocked, and I was so happy for you also.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. Like the whole day I was just like, I'd refresh and it'd just be 100 comments, 100 followers, 100 likes. Refresh, just that. And just DMs are just like, I didn't know what, just like, I was in shock.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even realize it was blowing up because I uploaded it.
Where were you at that point of time?
I was at home only. My sister told me, dude, just do check your phone. Because you never expect it, right? You've uploaded so many videos and your expectation is just like, whatever.
Has anyone ever told you that you became an overnight sensation or anything like that?
No, I don't think. People didn't know me, so they didn't say anything. Nothing like that. But people always remember you by that video that blew up.
For me, it was a coffee video.
Yeah. Even though I've made like hundreds of videos later.
That's what I wanted to say.
Dude, coffee video. Like, dude, that was 2 years ago, but coffee video.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Like, that's how it is for everybody. You remember that actor because he made that one Marvel movie.
Yeah.
He's like, I made so many other... Dude, but Marvel movie. Yeah. So that's how like the attention of the audience works.
Yeah, but like, what made you go in front of the camera and choose infotainment? Because it's a very unique niche, I would say. It's different. Like,
so
were there people already doing it that you like looked up to a lot or followed a lot?
Yeah, I think Johnny Harris was doing it, but that's like hardcore journalism.
Okay.
I wanted to do something fun, but lighter. Something...
Sure.
I chose it because I thought, okay, even if I'm not successful at this, at least I would have learned something.
Yeah.
And it became... I realized like I couldn't vlog. I just did not have the personality for it.
Yeah.
And you need like a friend group also to vlog.
Yeah.
And I used to back then like live with my parents, which is away from all civilization.
And in Kanakpura.
That's why. Like the friends I had were like cats, cows, and dogs.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like I wasn't that guy. I wasn't like a David Dobrik. I wasn't. You do it really well. Like you have a friend group here, and when I watch your videos, you're like your friends are in it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it fun.
Sure,
if it's just me talking, like nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
At least I don't want to see myself talking.
Sure.
So I gave up on the vlogging thing, and I was like, okay, maybe people learn something. I'll learn something.
Yeah.
So I thought infotainment would be a good... Yeah. I'll just try 10 videos and see what happens.
Nice.
And the second video blew up, and crazy. That kind of... Like, after that, life did not drastically change.
Yeah.
But my ambitions kind of changed. Instead of like, I should edit videos for others, I was like, I should just make my own videos. And so...
Crazy. And I know we're talking about how you're just your personality and character from being a shy young man to now being okay with being on camera and letting 5.7 million people see your video and repeat.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, how did that change? Because I remember how of the opposite side of the spectrum you were in terms of like just being shy and now being comfortable. Like, what changed for you in that aspect? If anything did.
I think... like, I realized I have so much control editing. Even if I'm terrible on camera, I can just remove all of it and make myself look good.
That's crazy.
So just my editing skill kind of was the crutch I was standing on.
Yeah.
I didn't know like how to speak. The first time I took a take, it was like, hi guys. You couldn't even hear it because you don't have that, you don't project your voice.
The charisma.
Yeah. And even just like the voice didn't have any character. I don't know. It was just, I was scared to be there and you could sense it.
Yeah.
And doing it over and over again, just trying to mimic other creators and things like that. It kind of happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. And so when you came up with this whole concept of infotainment, or not came up with the concept, but like when you chose to do infotainment, like, did you already have knowledge about these topics, like you did Listerine and coffee, or did you have to like research, like how much of R&D went into a single video?
So those two topics I knew about it. Like,
okay.
There's this book called Freakonomics. Everyone should read it. It's damn fun. In that they speak about Listerine and how they use, like, they created a disease to sell a product. And that's where I got that from. Then the coffee thing, I was like, okay, where did it come from? And I was just researching it.
So it's just out of your curiosity?
Yeah. I used to just read like random fact books and all, and I guess
was that something that you grew up with, like always having this curiosity for knowing the story behind, or like these random facts?
I guess I grew up around a lot of books at home because both my parents are like hardcore academics. Okay. So I just read it and you're like, oh, cool. I'll tell my friends about it and act smart at school. That's the idea behind this also. Like, you can share it with a friend, like, dude, look, I'm so smart. Yeah.
Nice. And like, talk me through like how, I mean, if you can share, but like, what is your process behind creating a video in terms of getting the right content, getting the right pictures, this, that, like, how do you go about that?
I think mine is unnecessarily like tedious. I'll talk about it, and I've worked with another channel which does infotainment, and it's much faster because they're a company and they have to put out videos every day.
Are you still working with them?
No, I stopped working with them.
Okay. Did you start that company? Is it 100x?
No, I didn't start it at all. Okay. Like, they brought me on and they gave the title of founding member, but yeah, I didn't start anything there. Like, they were like, started it. The idea was conceptualized long back. And I came on as a presenter, and it's just a nice title. Sure. I didn't do anything that big.
Fair enough.
Yeah. What was I thinking about?
Yeah. We're talking about like just your tedious process, you said.
Yeah, it's changed over the years. But it starts with like a simple question, like, where did XYZ... Okay, what's so good? Oh, why are there so many potholes in India?
The most recent one.
The most recent one, right? Like, it's the first thing is like, bro, everything's corruption, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, cheap materials, bro. And then I remember in architecture we read about it. And there's like a camber, there's like a slope, there's a gradient. And I was like, oh yeah, it's because of that, no?
Yeah.
And that didn't require that much research. Just a little bit, I don't know, couple of articles, and then you have a script. Then most of my time goes in storyboarding that script. This is something new I've started like last 4 months. Because before I used to get the script, go speak in front of the camera and figure everything on it in the edit.
There,
and then I realized like the editing is so stressful, and you're just like in front of a screen for hours, and it's not a nice way to live. I tried getting editors to help me out, but because so much of the video relies on the edit, you can't give over full control. So I was like, okay, I have to kind of edit it in before it's shot. So I find the visuals, I find like what's going on in the screen. This was something like they teach you in film school, like storyboarding. It's like pretty straightforward, but you don't see people doing it for reels and things like that.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and it took away a lot of anxiety, because once you have the script, you don't know what the video is going to look like, and you're trying to think of it in your head, and there's so many moving parts, so it's just very overwhelming.
Yeah.
Once I started putting it on paper, it gave me like more control over the video. Sure. So like, hey, I want to shoot there's a pothole here. I'll be driving one day. Oh, there's a pothole there. I'll shoot it there.
So these concepts and these ideas just come to you from day-to-day life?
Yeah, I think that's the best source of inspiration. I've tried just staying on the internet and researching. When you do that, you're like kind of away from reality. Because that day I took my girlfriend's scooter out and I was stuck in the rain. There were like puddles. I didn't know where the ditch was. I was like, my God, this is so scary.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh shit, yeah, potholes are terrible. I should make a video on it.
Nice, man. I love the way you think. I love the way you just adapt content that we're all going through. That's kind of share worthy, and that everybody can learn from, and try and incorporate that into a very relatable manner.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool and that's super inspirational. I've been really inspired by just watching your videos, and that's pretty crazy.
Yeah. And that's, I think, another shift that happened. Like when we were at Take 900, we made great videos, but we never optimized it for an audience. Like we made what we wanted.
Yeah.
Now there's this, like you have to, like after 7 years, you have to be successful now. It's like, bro, what are you even doing? So it is a bit of chasing metrics. It's a bit of like...
Do you find that challenging? Do you find that like battling your inner self?
I think if you do it too much, like after the first coffee video, I just chased it until I didn't want to make videos again.
Oh yeah, you fell in that rut.
Yeah.
Oh shucks.
Because I didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
It was just a stroke of luck. There's nothing like I can't. Everyone's telling me why it worked. I don't know. But yeah, like I just tried to mimic the same things, do the same things, but it never worked.
Yeah.
And because of that, you stop exploring like how to make videos. You stop being creative because you're trying to follow this target that doesn't exist. So for every video, it's like start from scratch. Have like motifs and common elements, but yeah, just treat every video as something new.
Nice, man. That's pretty cool. I was just I don't know if I keep thinking about random things like this, like about potholes. I thought about, man, why is the middle finger such a...
Someone's made a video on it.
Someone made a video on it.
Tirthak Saha is a creator on Instagram. He's made
I recently just watched a video. It's crazy how many times we actually just think these questions to ourselves.
Yeah.
But we don't really take time to find out or to know anything about it. I'm just like, dude, the middle finger was just a finger one day, and the next day it's now just...
It's like, oh my God, how could you show that? Yeah.
Yeah. So I read up about it. It's about something to do with in the 15th century when the French and the English... Have you watched the video?
I don't remember it. I've watched it, but
the French and the English were at war, and so the French told the English, when we defeat you, we capture you, we're going to cut off all your middle fingers. That way you can't pull a bow, and that way then you can't shoot. And so back in the day, the English used bows that were made out of a tree called the yew. And so whenever when they pull the thing to fire their bows and arrows, it would be called plucking yew. And so, or pluck the yew or something like that. And eventually, whatever, the French lost. And so what the English did was they went around showing the middle finger to everybody, to the French people, saying, we can still shoot our bows because we still have our middle fingers. And so they said, pluck you, pluck you. And then the Americans came and they changed it to, what. But
dude, just clip this, put it viral.
I've now become Suraj Devraj.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, I mean, I need to do so much more to be at that creative level where I'm including text and font the way you do and all that. But
you never know. I don't think so.
You never know, man. It's just a stroke of luck, like you said.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't control the outcome, but just keep putting up. Crazy. And like, how has it been financially for you, like following film?
So like editing, I think, is still a lucrative career for some people, even though there's like a lot more talent and competition now. It's a stable career. Like if you're an editor, you will not be out of a job because there's
always something.
Everyone's watching content. Someone has to edit it, so you'll have a job.
Yeah.
But I think the mistake I made was, as soon as the coffee reel went viral, I was like, I'm not an editor anymore. I'm like an influencer. I'm just gonna do this. And
so you did a lot of brand collaborations, didn't you? Or did you?
I did, but I also had like an editor. I had a designer. And then like I was spending money before I was making it. I thought, but this is how startups are, yo.
Yeah.
Spend that money, it'll come back. And then once your bank account goes below a certain number, you're like, bro,
what's happening?
You start getting scared. You're like, you're not able to sleep. Where's the next you're just like so dependent on a brand deal. You're like, you'll do anything for it.
Yeah.
And that's not, you
Healthy.
shouldn't be compromising your integrity and things like that.
Sure.
So at that point, like, luckily, I was able to get a job.
Okay.
And which was in this industry as well.
Okay.
So at ABTV, I became a writer and then a founding member at 100X.
Nice.
That was at the point where like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I remember having the conversation. They were like, what was your previous salary? 0.
Never had one.
Yeah. So, and there once I got there,
okay,
I was able to save some more money.
Nice.
And now the approach is completely different. Like, I don't hire anybody full time.
Right.
Hire per project. And unless like you're making steady income, I'd say don't expand your team like crazy. Yeah.
So you still do a lot of work in terms of hands-on work?
So storyboarding, writing, completely me.
Yeah.
Editing, the first lineup and first pass, someone else does it. The final pass, I do.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think I'm happy with all the things I'm doing. It's not, I don't want to get out of any of the process.
Yeah.
Shooting, like I hire someone sometimes because you need someone to hold a camera.
Hold a camera for you.
But now my sister's free, so she's a DOP.
I love it. Nice, dude. And that's how her career will start, hopefully.
No,
younger than you?
Younger than me.
Oh,
she's a lawyer, so she'll make enough money. She does not have to do this.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Nice. And so, are you employed somewhere now?
No. I
freelancing?
think freelancing, making content.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like once you taste the freedom of being a independent creator,
entrepreneur.
You can't. It's
so hard.
So hard to be employed.
So hard.
No matter what the package, like
it
just be like, but I could be doing my own thing.
Yeah. I don't want to be answerable to somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah, and that freedom is kind of like priceless. And yeah, my parents also asked like, you should do that like when you're older, not now and all.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like if it becomes, if I get really desperate, like of course I'll take up a job and things like that. But I think I have enough, savings to last me another 2 years, and hopefully by that time something clicks.
Yeah, and like what are you like aiming or looking forward to in terms of like what is your dream project right now?
Dream project.
Or like what are your dreams or accomplishments that you want to achieve in the next few years?
As
you're growing.
I don't think like I've stopped planning in years. 3-month goals.
Nice.
3-month goals. Like I'm doing the series now, which is the Pothole series.
Okay.
I call it work in progress.
Okay.
Where all the annoying things about Indian infrastructure, make a video on it.
And this is for your channel?
This is just for my channel.
Okay.
If someone wants to come on as like a series sponsor where I don't have to plug anything, that'll be great.
Awesome.
And they'll also get some visibility. Yeah. And that will just be like, that'll be a way of sustaining me making videos and my lifestyle.
Yeah.
3 months, just make series. Then 3 months from now, I'll get married.
Oh, nice.
So,
are you engaged?
Yeah, I'm engaged.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw something. Yeah. But congratulations.
Yeah. Oh, are you here in November?
No, bro. I'm leaving on Sunday.
Okay.
So, unfortunately.
It's Thanksgiving, though. Like, you'll have holidays.
Yeah, but America is quite far away.
That is true.
And quite expensive to fly back.
Yeah.
I have, between September and May, which is when my course starts and ends, I have about 8 weddings.
Oh my god.
That are close friends. I'm just like, dude, why is everyone deciding to get married in 2024, 2025? It's wild. I'm just like, shucks. Yeah. And so now 9. So yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. Like that's
a different season.
Yeah, different season, dude. And like wedding filmmaking and all is, bro, you make so much money.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't maybe it doesn't get the respect of entertainment industry, but the money is just way better.
Yeah.
Because you won't go out of business again. Yeah.
Not in India for sure.
Not in India.
Never in India. Like the pandemic can happen again.
Yeah.
5 times worse, but weddings in India will still go on.
And now, have you seen the wedding videos now? Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it's gotten so good.
They have like people, there's a car drifting, they'll get out of the car, the couple, smokes, screens coming. And like, oh wait, it's about a marriage, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, people like to spend on it.
It's now the main event of weddings sometimes, man. They're like, I don't care if my wedding starts at 4:30 or 4:45. I need to stop by 5:30 for golden hour to shoot 1 hour of wedding content so that my film looks good.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, like priorities,
Yeah.
things have changed. But everybody wants a smashing wedding video at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So, have you found anyone yet?
Yeah, I found someone. Like, he
killer.
does very, like, indie film style looking.
Nice.
He's really good. I think Jitin.
Okay. Nice. I'll check him out. I'll check out your video when it comes out.
Yeah.
Nice, man. And just to come back to, you've been uploading on Instagram and YouTube. Tell me about the difference. Are you getting paid from the channels? From
YouTube,
apps?
yeah. From YouTube,
Okay.
yeah.
Killer.
Very little, but something.
Yeah,
like
something.
Instagram
But
hasn't paid me shit.
your videos are in the millions and you're still getting very little?
Unfortunately, in India...
It's because of the
like
rupee currency rate?
So for shorts, the Indian rate per mile, cost per view, is $0.01 for 1,000 views.
Oh, for 1,000
For
views.
shorts.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what that is for, long form. But cool thing is we have a lot of NRIs.
Yeah.
And if you do content in English, they'll be watching it. So if you're an English channel, your rate per mile, RPM, would be 0.02 or 0.03, maybe even 0.05. So for a 1 million view video, you'll make $15-$20.
That's wild.
That's what do you get for that? What do you get for that?
$20. You can buy a t-shirt from H&M.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man. So
yeah. Which is so discouraging. Like,
yeah, it's like architecture all over again.
Yeah, dude. Like, you're getting the views.
Yeah.
If you were in a different country,
yeah,
you would have made money.
Yeah.
Because you're in India, you can't.
That sucks.
So, which is in a good way. Like, every creator has to become like a business now, and you just have to force yourself to become that. No matter what, no matter how. Even if you're just going to do editing services, shooting services.
Yeah.
You have to become a business, otherwise you won't sustain. Yeah.
Crazy, man. Yeah, I think that's been a interesting journey that I've seen you been on, and just want to say I'm super, super inspired by all that you've done.
Thank you.
And hopefully looking to work with you, collaborate with you one day and create something
definitely.
Eventually. But thank you so much for making time and coming on board and having a conversation. I hope it was
fun. It was fun.
It was worthwhile. Just thought
I want to know about...
Yeah.
Do we have time?
We have plenty of time.
Okay. So why did you decide to move to the Americas?
Oh, great question, man. I love to talk about it. I don't know if you know what I'm doing there, but I've gone to study at a school called Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry. It's a Bible college.
Okay.
And so it's more of a ministry training course in theology and biblical studies. It's something that I've been really passionate about my entire life. Just the spiritual journey, reading the Bible, studying the Bible, going to church. Something that I do very faithfully. I wouldn't say religiously. I don't do it because I have to. I do it because I want to. And so I feel very connected to the Creator, to God. And so I just felt a calling to go and learn more. And I felt very saturated in India and in Bangalore. And so I wanted to take this leap of faith and step out. And I've had a few friends who've gone there to the same college to study. And I've seen their lives super benefited. I mean, they've really benefited from that experience and from learning. And so I was like, me too. I want to try it out. Actually, the person who's coming just after this, she's been to that college as well. And so...
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I went to the America.
Yeah. And you live in which city?
Over there, it's a town called Redding. I don't know if it's a city. I think it's a city. Yeah, okay. A city called Redding. It's in California. It's at the north of California, just below Washington and the Redwoods and all that. So it's the last stop before Redwoods. So people know Redding because it's the last stop before Redwoods. So yeah, that's why I went there.
How different is it? Like, how different is life?
Yeah.
I think it's a small town by what you're saying.
Yes.
And I remember when I went to the US, it was like, I went, not a small town. There's this place called Raleigh in North Carolina. It's still up and coming, but it felt like a ghost town to me because we are used to so many people.
That's true.
All the time.
Yeah. For me, it was super different. I think just going there, I mean, obviously the cooking, cleaning, taking care of yourself is its own burden and its own new adventure in its own way. And I think I learned a lot in this past 1 year. I grew a lot. I started like so much more independent, so much more. You have to carry your own burden, and you don't have to depend. You can't depend on people over there. You have to do it by yourself. And so that has been an incredibly humbling yet very gratifying experience, especially after coming back here for these 3 months that I've been here now. But just in terms of a city and a town, yeah, man, things shut by 6, 8 latest, and nothing is open other than one burger joint in and out. And so it's so different. And like, I think because I was in a school and in an environment where things were busy during the day and I met people, I didn't really feel it as much. But when there was a break, Thanksgiving and New Year and Christmas break and stuff like that, and there's nothing happening, I'm just like, man, where are the people? Where like I need to go out. I need to see like city lights and traffic and hear noises, and I really miss that. And so every now and then I would go to San Francisco, which is only 3 hours away by car, which is not too bad. So I've been to like Washington, which is up north, San Francisco and LA whenever I found myself really claustrophobic with the silence and with nothing open and whatnot. So yeah.
Then are you planning to stay there? Like
in an ideal world, yes, I think so. But the only thing is with America, the visa issues are always a concern, right? So
but let's say the visa is sorted.
Oh yeah, then I would definitely like to stay there for a good maybe 5, maybe 10 years, just to work, get some experience there. And by work, I definitely want to go back into the film world and the creative circle and the creative community, and just keep like creating there. And I think a lot of people ask me like, so what are you going to do after this with this course? And for me, it's nothing. It's just like taking whatever I've experienced, whatever I've learned, and applying it into day-to-day life, into everyday conversation like this, and just sharing whatever I've learned and being a better human being. I think hopefully I have learned a lot, and hopefully I am a lot more accessible, reachable, and stuff like that. So yeah.
Damn, dude! Like, it's so refreshing to hear someone speak like this.
Yeah.
Instead of like, yo, I'm gonna make so much money.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make That's what usually I get when I ask.
I think it really it depends on how you define success, man. Like, is success money or success like contentment? And I've never been more content than I am in this season
creator.
of life. Content creator, I love it. But yeah, man, I think it's just because money comes and goes. And I think for me, I've also been super blessed to have a family that's going to back me up no matter what. And I have a lot of layers of nets that will catch me if I fall. So coming from that privilege, I'm saying all of this. And it's not that we're struggling and I'm saying, dude, it doesn't matter about money. Like, money doesn't matter. I've been blessed with privilege and with so much just like... just there for me, right? And so I'm allowed to go and chase my dreams and go and do whatever I want to do, and I do not take that for granted at all. And so as much as I would love to chase money, I know it'll come and I know it'll go also. And it's that quick. And just not having a steady, like, I think just gigs or projects these 3 months, I've seen my bank balance go to like a very low figure, and I'm just like, oh my god, this really sucks. But then just at that moment is when I get a random project and you're just back in the thing, and it's stressful, but I've also realized that I don't need to stress as much, because I think also because I've spent this year just studying more about God, is what I believe in. At least, like, I believe that God is gonna like take care of me and provide for me, as long as like I'm being obedient, honest, and have my integrity in check. And so it's a lot of weight taken off, to be honest. So I feel very like free, childlike.
Yeah, that like once you get used to that salary kind of thing, it's so hard to get back into freelancing and but as if you can manage the stress, I think anyone would just prefer being there, like not being answerable to anybody. How have your parents reacted to studying abroad?
I think my parents were definitely super supportive. They've been big, just supporters of whatever I've always chosen and done. I think the hardest one was switching architecture to film. I think they were not happy with it at all.
Damn.
And But like you said, like once you show them that you can do well and you're doing well, I think they kind of have the grace for it. But I think with this, my mom was super like supportive and super happy for me to do this. Although she was a bit like cynical about just the school and the place where I'm going to and whatnot. And she was more protective, coming from like a very motherly protective space. My dad again was super supportive as well. But he was a bit more practical, I would say. He'd be like, okay, so what's the next step? Are you going to get a job? What's your scene after this? So they've been super supportive in their own ways and characteristics or in their own unique ways. So, yeah.
Okay, so you're doing something completely different. Yeah. Like I don't know anybody who's doing it. How do you deal with this constant voice that compares yourself? Like I look at Instagram. Oh, this guy's doing this way better than me. Yeah. This guy got so successful. Oh, this guy sold his company for these many $1 million.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, maybe I should be doing that. Maybe I should be doing this. And seems like you've just taken your own path. Yeah. So how do you do those thoughts even surface?
Yes and no. Sorry. Yes and no. I feel like these thoughts definitely do come. I'm definitely only human. I'm not some supernatural human being. But I think it's also just not following the world all the time. You know? Just I think the fact that I've learned so much from this 1 year, especially like learning from the Bible and from Jesus' life is to not live by the world, but to live trusting that God will take care of you. And the Bible talks about so much about how He will provide for your needs and there'll be an overflow as well. And so when I've got to experience that overflow, I no longer have to worry about comparing myself to you or to him or to her, because I know that I've seen and I've tasted the goodness that kind of outdoes what I could have done just by myself. And so there have been moments where I didn't have money to pay for a trip, but then just believing that God will provide, and I've spoken to people and shared that this is my experience. I've had people give me 2x the amount of money that I needed for this trip. And so there have been these small like kuti miracles that have happened in my life that I'm just like, okay, I don't need to start comparing myself to everyone. I don't need to draw comparisons. I'm on my own journey. I'm on my own path, and so are they. And I need to I think what's really helped me is celebrating other people's victories. Damn. And so I think for me, if I can celebrate your success, it's only a matter of time that I experience something as good, if not better. And that just keeps going like that.
Yeah, I think that's such a great philosophy and mindset to live by.
Yeah.
Because it's even, I believe in the long run, whatever you're doing, it's going to work out.
Yeah.
It's just like a marathon. And to last that long, you need to have like a healthy mindset. If you're I fall into the trap all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, just knowing that it'll happen, and celebrate other people's successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good lesson.
Yeah, I mean, I love watching you and Kinney do such amazing things, and I think it's just very heartwarming to see it, because all three of us architects who've left it to do film.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, man, if they can do it, I can do it also.
Yeah.
So that's always like genuinely a very motivating factor in my life as a film creator, at least. And what's really helped me is also the fact that I haven't stuck to just one creative outlet. I think what's really helped me is like to do music and to do theater and to do different things. Now this whole talk show situation.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's helped a lot. It's just I don't depend on one creative source to provide everything. When I have like multiple different things, and that's been super like relieving in its own way. Have you ever thought about moving out, or do you think about it often?
Yeah, I think about it often, and I don't have a strong reason to leave. No, I don't have a strong reason to stay there, because my parents are here. Right. Everyone I know is here.
Yeah.
And I did go there, and I didn't really feel like it was a step up in lifestyle. Because I'm sure like you went to San Francisco, and there are a lot of cool things. But, growing up in Bangalore, you've been kind of spoiled.
Yeah.
Like, you'll never get 10-minute delivery there of anything. Dude, now, it's like I ordered a mouse. Like, mouse stopped working. Blinkit gave me a mouse. I'm like, what?
It's wild.
It's wild. Like some of the things you think, oh, it's just normal.
Yeah.
You go there and like, I was living in Chicago. Not living. For 2 weeks, I was staying with a friend in Chicago. Where you're doing the dishes, cleaning the house. And you can't take an Uber. Uber would just, bro, $80 from the airport to her house.
Yeah.
That's about almost $8K. I could have booked a flight, bro. And you just keep doing that dollar to rupee conversion.
I think that's what sucks. I think the moment, if you have a job in America and you're earning in dollars, then spending in dollars is not too much. It's just normal there, like after some time. So, yeah, that's tough. Always converting to INR.
Yeah, so I don't have a strong reason to stay there, because I don't have a job there or content creation there and here would pretty much be the same. So that's why I haven't done the shift. And because now I'm getting married and my wife-to-be wants to stay here because her parents are here.
Awesome.
So I think next 5 years, after that, hopefully we do move and see it just for fun. I want to live in the UK actually. I want to do one full season.
Were you there for some time?
Yeah, I was there for a month. Yeah.
Just
fun.
Travel.
Yeah.
Was it financially a burden?
Maybe like in hindsight, not as much, but I stressed about it so much. Yeah. I was such a buzzkill, I'm sure. Like we'd have a meal like, bro. Just thinking about money, it's every single spend.
Yeah. But it takes a lot of courage to do that, man. Like I really respect the fact that you guys did that. And I was, again, when I saw that, I was like, man, these guys are killing it, No,
in all honesty, like I feel like because we had projects and we had savings, like we weren't doing anything reckless.
So you guys had project work there or work here, but you did it from there?
Yeah, we had work here and we were doing it from there. Yeah. And like when, I think it was a good philosophy, when you spend on travel, spend it.
Yeah.
I know I'll say it and next time I travel, like, no.
Yeah.
I haven't traveled since UK because we went from Airbnb to Airbnb every other day and it was just like, I want to stay in one place for a while now.
But sometimes long trips actually get to your mind. You be like, I just want to go home and
Yeah, that was how I came back.
Fair.
But I felt like the UK was so much more similar to Bangalore and India. And it just felt more homely.
Yeah.
And because we are such football fans,
right?
You can instantly connect with the culture.
Correct.
Go to the pub, watch whichever club you support play. And everyone will be like, when you're in the pub and you're supporting them, dude, you're instant friends. So I want to do like one season full in London.
Yeah.
Go to every match, go to every away game.
You did that, right, with Arsenal and stuff?
Sorry?
You guys watched a bunch of Arsenal games? Or just
we watched one Arsenal game.
Nice.
The last one of the season.
Super.
But on the other games, we go to the Arsenal pubs.
Nice.
And the
that's
energy
a vibe in itself.
Yeah, dude. That's a good experience itself. So, yeah, like, I kind of slept in the Arsenal game. So
I think I remember seeing that as well.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Awesome, bro. Thanks for making time again.
No problem.
And for joining me on this conversation. I really enjoyed just getting a front row perspective of your life.
Oh, nice.
Nice plug. But I think this is just it. I just wanted to have people that have really inspired me, followed their passion, and done things that have been really worth documenting and having a conversation on. And you've been one of them. So
thank you so much. I'm honored
to be having a conversation with you as well. So yeah. Shall we wrap it?
Yep.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in and sticking till the end. I've had an absolute treat of just listening to Suraj just share his story, and hopefully, like I said before, just one day work together and create something, even if it's just for fun. But until next time, until another front row conversation, I'll see you guys later. Bye. You want to say bye?
Bye.
Cut.